It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Monday. Good to be back with you. I know Sarah held down the fort, Diana helped out, and you guys did a great job, so thank you for doing that while I was gone.
She's a good pinch hitter for sure. But I'm glad you're back, as is she. I'm sure.
It's short-lived. I'm leaving later today, so I will be back down in Florida for most of the week. So it'll be Diana.
So Diana, you're on standby.
Somebody pinch hitting, but thanks for doing that for my real job. But let's start with some news.
Okay. It's not good news. One person was killed and multiple people injured after a shooting near Hers parking garage in the downtown area on North Campbell early Sunday morning. Happened around 2:00 in the morning. Officers got called of multiple people shot and arrived to find 3 people with gunshot wounds. Not all right by each other, kind of in different places, but one of them died. It was an 18-year-old man. No word yet on what led up to that shooting. An investigation is underway.
Wow. Okay. Springfield-based Convoy of Hope, that's where I've been, continues to deliver relief supplies to survivors of both Hurricanes Milton and Helene. So far, Convoy's disaster response teams have delivered more than 150 semi-loads of relief supplies. That adds up to more than 3.5 million pounds of water, ready-to-eat groceries, hygiene items, baby supplies, generators, and more. And many more trucks are on the way. Convoy has warehouses now in the Asheville, North Carolina area, as well as the Sarasota, Florida area to store that supply as we give out supplies to hurricane survivors. Disaster teams are holding daily distributions of supplies in both of those locations because, boy, the need is great. It's vast. It's such a huge area that was affected by certainly Helene, and then right behind it was Milton, that caused a lot of damage in Florida. So things are a mess. Power's beginning to get back on for some folks, but the flood damage is terrible, and it's going to be a long time before people get back on their feet. So we're doing what we can, and thank you for coming alongside us and helping us while we can. 2 major disasters at the same time is not something we have to do often, thankfully, because it's not easy. In addition to Convoy, the Ozarks also has line workers down in Florida working to restore power as we speak. Linemen from city utilities providing mutual aid assistance to hurricane survivors. Power was out for millions following Hurricane Milton, but is coming on very rapidly now, thanks to linemen from CU in Springfield. They always do such a good job, and I know the other power companies in that area are thrilled to have them come down and help out, and if something happens here, they'll do the same for us.
Yep. I like the mutual aid part, give and take, right?
Right.
Springfield City Manager Jason Gage is leaving the position. His resignation takes effect January 11th. No one is saying publicly why he's leaving yet after 6 years. The city council, though, voted 8-1 to approve the separation. And here's what's interesting. To pay him $415,000 as long as he doesn't sue the city and continues working in good faith through January 11th, as well as work as a consultant for the city for an additional year. I don't know. It is interesting. Something's going on. Not sure what, but perhaps more to come on that story. I do not know. Springfield's annual Birthplace of Route 66 festival is always a good time, growing in popularity each year, but some business owners say it's actually not good for business. Dozens of them signed a letter claiming the festival actually hurts their business, primarily because of road closures, among other things. They are asking for better planning so the event won't negatively affect their livelihoods. In response, the Downtown Springfield Association, as well as the city of Springfield, say they are open to making changes to the event to better support downtown businesses.
You know, that's interesting. That took me by surprise. I thought that, I know one person who owns a business down there. It's more of a nightlife business, and it's incredible for their business, but apparently isn't for all businesses. So I just thought the foot traffic and everybody walking around down there would help everybody's business, but I guess not.
Yeah, me too. That would definitely have been my assumption because there is so much foot traffic, but I don't know, foot traffic, maybe if you have your regulars and they can't park nearby,
Yeah,
maybe
I
they
mean,
sit it out for a couple weeks because of the crowd. I don't know. But
must be-
that'll be interesting. But I mean, of course, it sounds like the downtown Springfield organization is obviously going to try to come alongside them,
well, yeah, it sounded like it was a surprise to them as well. The
Yeah.
downtown association as well as the city. They were like, "Oh, okay. Well, what can we do to make it better?"
Right.
So we'll see what they come up with. I don't know. I don't know what that would be. But I was surprised when I saw the letter that those business owners had written and heard their concerns. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted on that. Springfield's airport, meanwhile, I'll be there in a little bit this morning, is getting a new nonstop destination flight to and from Miami, but with a lot of restrictions. So don't get used to it. The flight comes
It
from
is exciting, though, for a little while at least.
For a little while. American Airlines is doing this. It'll be a seasonal flight only, offered for just about 6 weeks a year, starting in February and then ending mid-March, and only on Saturdays. So, I mean, if you want to go spend a week in Miami, there are worse places. At the end of February, you can do that, fly to and from Springfield directly. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Well, we'll
excited for it. I mean, because I think it'll go well for them, and then maybe they'll stick around. Maybe they'll extend their menu, so we'll see.
Offerings. I've never been to Miami. Have you ever been to Miami?
I have. Miami is a very interesting place. I've spent a couple weeks in Miami, actually, and it is the melting pot of America. Truly it is. And for that reason, I thought it was great. But yeah, it's an interesting place.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll go next February.
Perhaps.
Maybe they'll give us a deal because we talked about it on a podcast.
On Around the Ozarks. Hello.
American Airlines is listening, I know. Boy, it was an easy weekend for college football teams in Missouri, which is good news. It's a welcome, easy weekend. FCS ranked number 25 Missouri State, crushed Illinois State 41-7 at Illinois State. Normal Illinois is where they play that ball game. The Bears are now 4-2 on the season. And the number 21 ranked FBS MU Tigers beat the University of Massachusetts 45-3 in Massachusetts. That seems like an odd game. UMass in football?
Yeah.
It's an easy win. Tigers are now 5-1 on the season after a rough go last weekend whenever they lost. On the professional side, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs had a bye week. They got to sit it out. They will take on the 49ers next Sunday in San Francisco.
All right. And speaking of the Chiefs, we are back with week 8 for the Branson Bowl. Don't forget to sign up right now at aroundtheozarks.com. And you can win this week Trent McDuffie signed jersey. So that's exciting. Trent McDuffie signed jersey, plus all the Branson official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs custom gear coming to your doorstep. And here's some interesting facts on Trent McDuffie. Are you ready for this?
Do it.
He was the Chiefs' first-round draft pick in 2022. He won 2 Super Bowls in his first 2 years, so that's impressive. Last season, he was named first-team All-Pro and is one of the best defensive backs in the NFL. Also, here is an interesting fun fact for you in regards to the specific jersey that we are giving away.
Okay.
So last year, he changed his number from 21 to 22 to honor his late brother, Tyler, who died in 2015 as a young man. The autographed jersey that we are giving away is the number 22, honoring his brother. But again, Trent McDuffie, it will be signed. And are you ready for the keyword, Ethan?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll give it to you. You give it to them.
Okay, fair enough.
Performers.
It's been a while since I've done this. Me.
Let me clear my throat. Anybody? Circa 1995. I don't know what you were doing in 1995.
I'm about to do some business here. So can you hold it?
Go ahead.
The keyword is performers. I'm a little rusty.
He's a little bit rusty. There's a song about that too. I'll leave that one alone.
The keyword is performers.
That was terrible. That was actually terrible. Sorry. That was really bad. Yeah. All right. Aroundtheozarks.com. Keyword is performers. Click on Branson Bowl and you will see where you can register to win. We will draw the winner on Thursday evening and we will announce it on Friday morning. So tune in every day between now and then. And you could win the Trent McDuffie signed jersey number 22.
It's a good prize, aroundtheozarks.com.
It is a good prize. He's well decorated, if I can use the term.
You can find out about all the fall festivals happening next weekend, too.
So many of those going on.
Crazy. Lots of pumpkin spice.
Okay. I think that's it. That'll do it. And we will miss you, E. I will miss you mainly, but so will the good folks of the Around the Ozarks.
Well, I will miss them. I will miss them as well. And I'll be back soon. How about that?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. All right.
Okay.
You guys have a good day. We'll see you later.
Yep. See you.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday. And it's going to be a beautiful one. If you're working today, well, it should be a nice afternoon. And I know for many, today is a holiday, so it's a great day to enjoy. Fall weather is here, out in full force. We have temperatures today starting out in the low 40s, so a bit cool early on, but highs today will manage to climb to the 60s. It'll end up being a beautiful day to get out and about, so perfect if you're off work or the kids are home from school today. Hello, fall. It's going to be a nice fall afternoon, so you can play outside, but you'll need the long sleeves, the pants, and maybe even a light jacket, especially if you're trying to head out early. As I mentioned, morning temperatures are in the 40s, so jacket weather for sure. We will see sunshine across the Ozarks today. It's yet another dry day for the Midwest. It's been really dry here the last 2 weeks. This week, no exception, but the change in the forecast is that we have these nice cool temperatures to enjoy now compared to the 90-degree temperatures that we had around from the weekend. So some wild swings here, and it's about to get even crazier. We have temperatures this morning that are cold, low 40s, but we could be talking the first frost and or freeze of the season in just a couple of mornings. Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning looks cold across the Ozarks. I'm talking 30s, and yes, maybe below the freezing point in many places, which means that we'll have to watch for the frost advisories or the freeze alerts, whatever they decide to go with, the freeze warnings perhaps, and cover up some of the sensitive vegetation. It will be dry and more seasonable all week long this week. Elevated fire weather is also in the forecast with such dry ground, windy conditions, and low relative humidity. All of those things combine to make for high fire danger across the Ozarks. That frost freeze looking likely for Wednesday morning, and some have a much better opportunity to see those cold temperatures than others. The really cold air looks to sit in our far northeastern counties. So I'm talking places like Rolla, out east toward portions of Shannon County, into the northern Ozarks as well, up along I-70. Likely temperatures there will be below the freezing point, perhaps even in the 20s on Wednesday morning. Today, I told you temperatures would make it to the upper 60s. I have 68 degrees for us here in Springfield today. By tomorrow, it'll be a little bit cooler. In fact, there will be a few spots with highs in the 50s on Tuesday, low temps in the 20s to start us off on Wednesday morning. Kind of cold out there. Wednesday, we'll only see high temperatures in the low 60s, and then numbers will creep back up on Thursday and get back closer to the upper 60s and low 70s. But if you've been waiting on the fall feel, you've been wanting to go to the pumpkin patch but not sweat it out while you're there, well, this is looking like a nice week for those types of activities. Around the country, what we're monitoring is this heavy, wet snow happening for parts of the upper Midwest and the Northeast and Central Appalachians as well. Kind of a wild weather day across the country on Sunday, some getting excessive rain, others, yes, seeing wintry weather for the first time. This goes along with the major cool down expected for the Midwest with much of the Midwest expected to get their first freezing temperatures of the season this week before Halloween. Right on track. It's really going to make those leaves start to change, and we'll start to get closer to peak color closer to the end of the month. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. We've been talking a lot about animals, and I had thought, hey, why not continue on that trend? Here's the question that I left you with last week. A snail can sleep for how many years? And the options were A, 1, B, 2 years, C, 3 years, or D, 10 years. We learned that a bullfrog does not need to sleep at all, but a snail, on the other hand, man, can they sleep? The correct answer is C, 3 years. A snail can sleep for 3 years. Isn't that insane? I just didn't even know snails lived this long, to be honest, because I've never seen one in the cool months. I guess they burrow away and we just don't even know where they go, but they can be in this unique sleep pattern, sleeping in intervals. They basically consider it a type of hibernation, but it can actually last for 3 years. Sometimes the sleep just lasts for several months, I learned when I was reading, but the snail's metabolism, heart rate, body temperature, they can decline all of that, and they can survive when it is very, very cold in the wintertime and even the fall season. So there you go. If you find a snail that you suspect is hibernating, you can wake it up by gently rubbing its shell under tepid water, if you would like to do that. So now you know. Congrats if C3 was your guess. Here is the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. A mandrill is what type of creature? Do you think it is A, a bird, B, a fish, C, a bear, or D, a monkey? You can submit your guess at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. And thank you to our sponsors, Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. I sure appreciate you listening. Have a fantastic day. It's going to be a great day in the Ozarks, rain-free, but nice. You can get outdoors today. Enjoy the sunshine, but grab a jacket. We've got temperatures today warming up into the mid and upper 60s. Have a great one.